Hey, how's it going everyone? It's me, it's Jinsula. I hope you're having a good day and welcome to today's Pokemon GO discussion video. So over the weekend, we had the Pokemon GO Tour Sinnoh event in Los Angeles, and this was the first live in-person event that Niantic threw for Pokemon GO this year. And I have to tell you, there was a lot of things that went well according to the people who were there, and also a couple of things that did not go well. But I really do think this was a positive step in the right direction, and I think if Niantic were to build upon the momentum of this event, they could have a really good year for Pokemon GO. But of course, it did not go without a hitch. A lot of people on Saturday were saying that there were delays in the beginning, and I think some of this was on Niantic's fault, but I also think some of the players who were complaining about this issue are not necessarily blaming the right people. Let me explain. So, what happened? From everything that I read about, it seems like there were a lot of delays during the Saturday event. And it seems like it's because a lot of people were not able to get to the event venue on time. I think this is mainly because of how Los Angeles is. Like, if you've ever been to Los Angeles, you would know that there's a lot of traffic pretty much everywhere around the clock. And I think this is something that a lot of players were not anticipating, and I can understand that. If you're not from Los Angeles, you would not know that there's always a lot of traffic. I myself am not from Los Angeles, but I really hate visiting Los Angeles specifically because of the traffic. It drives me absolutely nuts every time I go. I mean, don't get me wrong, Los Angeles is great. It's a lot of fun to go there. Like, Koreatown is just so much fun, and there's a lot of great food. And I do enjoy the Pokemon GO activity in Los Angeles. It's a really good city. Like, if you're a Pokemon GO player, you should visit Los Angeles. Go and play in Santa Monica, downtown Los Angeles. There's just a lot of things to do with Pokemon GO. And the community is really good as well. But for me personally, I think for a lot of those players who are complaining that the Pokemon GO event was in an inconvenient location, personally, I think that opinion is a little overblown, personally. Just because I've been to Los Angeles, I know what it's like there. It's something that players should have kind of anticipated. If you wanted to attend the venue early, then you should get there as soon as possible. That's just the reality of it. Maybe it's a big learning experience for those who are attending live events, but for me personally, I think it's important that you attend these events really early. Like, you should plan to get there an hour early, in my opinion. So that way, as soon as it starts, you're ready and good to go. And I know that I'm a YouTuber. I know that as a content creator, you do have to get there early so that you have preparations for, you know, all the things you're gonna film, and you could film B-roll. But I think even for regular Pokemon GO players attending these events, they should always plan to get there much earlier. But also, I think this is something that Niantic should have communicated to the community, which they did for the Sunday event, but I think for those who attended on Saturday, it would have been nice if Niantic gave them a heads up. Like, yeah, LA is notorious for its bad traffic, and getting to the Rose Bowl is going to be a chore. I think this is something that Niantic should have communicated properly, and they should have let players know that if they want to get the full experience, that they need to arrive on time. And by on time, I mean get there super early. But regardless, I think the event went really well from everything that I've heard. I personally wish I attended, but for the weekend, I was actually on a cruise on the other side of the country. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't have traded that for Los Angeles, honestly. I mean, there's going to be the global GO Tour event at the end of this week, and I'm looking forward to that, but I really do think that when it comes to the GO Tour event, there were a lot of things that I missed out on. And yeah, I think that's a good sign, honestly. If you are someone who did not attend the Los Angeles event and you feel like you missed out, that means Niantic did something right with this live event. There's a lot of things that they did in terms of gameplay, which I was really impressed with. And I also think that in terms of the player experience, they did go all out. They did have a lot of polish from everything that I've seen. And ever since they tried this out at Go Fest last year, I really like the idea of them doing half of the day within a certain venue, and then the second half of the day being a citywide event. I think that's a great way to go. It definitely alleviates a lot of the technical issues that could potentially happen, but also I really like the idea of exploring the cities that I go to for these live events. Honestly, ever since they introduced this, I really wish they did it for Las Vegas last year. That would have been incredibly fun. Of course, they did kind of do that already since they extended the rating period afterwards, but I still think this is going to be the golden model for live in-person events moving forward, and it's definitely something something Niantic should hold on to. Yeah, the overall sentiment seems to be very positive for the Los Angeles event, and that's something I was really hoping for, and I really do hope Niantic continues that momentum. As long as they do not drop any kind of negative announcement like they did last year. I mean, yeah, it was such a buzzkill that after the positivity of all of the festivities of the Go Tour event last year, they dropped the nerf to remote raids, and that was a huge bummer. I really hope they don't do something like that this year, and if they don't, it's going to be all positive for Pokemon Go this year. So yeah, I really hope Niantic keeps it up because this is something that really we have to give them credit for. It was a very positive event, and I do wish I attended, but I still think that it was a very good thing that all the players who did go were really enjoying themselves. So yeah. You know, considering all the positive vibes from the Go Tour event, I also thought of a great solution to the remote raid pass nerf. Rather than nerfing remote raids and, you know, doing a lot of things that restricts a lot of players' enjoyment of the game, why not have a lot more in-person events like Go Tour and Go Fest? This could be a great way to promote community-based play and also generate a lot of revenue so that Niantic doesn't have to resort to restricting current gameplay models that a lot of players enjoy in order to fulfill their own philosophies. Seriously, imagine if they unnerfed remote raids and instead had a lot more in-person events. I can understand that logistically this would be incredibly difficult, but they could just have a lot more stuff like the City Safari events that they introduced last year. Just have a bunch of things where players can enjoy community-based play rather than forcing them to do things a certain way that I think a lot of players are going to react very negatively towards. These are just some of my thoughts and opinions of the Los Angeles Go Tour event based on everything that I've seen. I really do think that this event was a good thing, but maybe there's some people out there who disagree with me. I would love to know your thoughts regarding those disagreements down below. Did you attend the Los Angeles Go Tour event? Did you have a very bad time? I would like to know why. But in any case, that's going to be it for this video. If you ended up enjoying it, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here. And don't forget that little bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And I want to give a quick shout out to every single patron on my Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support the Count Jinsula YouTube channel, you could do so very easily by clicking on the links in the description below. If you become a patron on my Patreon, you get to become a permanent member of my friends list in Pokemon Go. So if that is something you are interested in, then make sure you go and check out my Patreon. And if you want to support my channel in a different way, you could always do so by following me on social media. My handle is @CountJinsula, and I'm on the platforms that you see on screen. And yeah, with that said, that's going to be it. I am Count Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you all later.